Sandra, I'm sorry to hear about your brother. Thank you for sharing. On deck, we have Erica Zacharias. And Jacobo, you have 3 minutes.
My name is Jacobo Medel. I'm a public servant, business owner. I'm a son of my dad. I'm very affected by this. I would like to read something as a public servant out of our Hillsboro page. It says, see something, say something. Community safety is everyone's responsibility. Be alert to your surroundings. And if you see something that doesn't seem right, to be sure to report the information to police. Letting us know if you become a victim of crime also helps promote the safety of your family, neighbors, and entire community. I want to give that to you. My community is in trouble. My family is in trouble. And I feel like the police does not respond to my cry. They have to stand by and look the other way. I understand there's politics involved. I understand there's lots of things involved, but especially Hispanic members of the police looking away, it just breaks my heart. For we are one on all times. And that's my one part. As a community business owner, our businesses are going downhill. I as well cannot support my employees, for there's not enough people to come and buy from us. So I had to close down for the past couple weeks. It's a little terrifying to know that I'm happily employed by the city, but yet, there's more things that go around that needs to be supplied. And I have to be a little nervous about that. And as a community member, I tell my Hispanic community, do not engage in anything, or they just want us to look like bad hombres, and we're not. We are good citizens. We fight for our people. We fight for this country. Being here doing the right thing for many years, and we're not going to back down now. And I ask that if you are doing things for the community, make sure that you address the most affected. I know in times like this, people take advantage of the good of people out there, and I know that if you've never been undocumented, you know that you're not going to go outright and come for help. So those people are probably going to fall in the cracks and not get the help that is being needed. And I ask the community to please let those in need get the help that is provided and not take advantage just because it's out there. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
So another call for Erica Zacharias. Okay. I'll call up Jorge Cisneros and Miguel Rocnin. Jorge Cisneros and Miguel.
That one, right?
Be fine.
Hello again. Thank you. Already? My turn?
Microphone is on, and you have 3 minutes.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time and sit with us. And looks like everybody mentioned what I was going to say, so I have to write my notes all over and all over and over. But I just want to mention the people that are not mentioned here, the kids and the older people. We had a program prior to the pandemic and after the post-pandemic with our older folks having difficulty just to fill their food supplies. Whether you're Hispanic or you're white or any race you want to mention it. We have a problem with that. With the kids, the toll that the pandemic took on schools, their childhood, their psychological thinking. Now with this, it's getting worse. What worries me, it's the future. How much time are we putting into the human capital, which is the kids? It is a good way for them to invest in them, based on the situation. And there's more to it. Like I said, everybody just mentioned that. Also concerned about the economy. Like I said, we are the service labor. And any economy needs a service labor. Why? Because we're cheap labor. They mentioned everybody. We clean the yard. Everybody relies on that labor. To the pandemic, based on the numbers, it was like a war. A lot of people died. In the United States, every time they jump into a war, World War I, World War II, the Braceros program, the Mexican workers come and help every service sectors. That was worrying me. Maybe the problem is not with us, with the Spanish population. Maybe the federal government has a problem with you, with the state. Why? You let me know. Washington is the second economy from what I heard on the state. How can I break you? I'm going to break your economy. Maybe the issue is with you. As much as you love the LGBT community, you should ask that question. Are we in a war with our federal government? I see terrorists. I see terrorizing our homes. I see people hiding their faces. I don't call them ICE. I call them terrorists. And as long as you start changing the vocabulary, then you got to do something. But at this stage, based on the atrocities in the history of turtle colonies, you ended up with all this territory. They have a systematic genocide system to exterminate people. We can extend this, but I just want to leave it like that. You know.
Thank you, Jorge. On deck, we have Barry Johnson-Smith. Is Barry here? Okay. And Miguel, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Councilors. Before we saw the grilling, right? You've been grilled this whole night. I just want to acknowledge that you guys thank you for your time. Thank you for deciding purposefully, right, to become elected officials to represent the city of Hillsboro and its residents. Thank you so much. But with that said, I also need to acknowledge, right, and I'm just going to talk about some numbers. According to the school district website, the student body population of Hillsboro is about 41.8% is the majority. When we're talking about students, we're also talking about families. Families with mixed status, families that many of them are business owners, families that many of them are actually working within the city or are carrying out different jobs, right, that we need. I'm also here to share a little bit of testimony about my personal story, right? This whole thing with the rates has directly impacted me, right, and my younger brothers. My dad was picked up by ICE a day ago, right? Unknowingly, my younger brother had already decided to enlist in the military. So our hearts are breaking, are aching, because my brother took this life-changing decision to serve the country that is directly targeting our dad, right? It is conflicting. It is, we have conflicting feelings about how to go about this, but not only that, right? With those kind of effects or the ramification of these type of behaviors in our community, of these law enforcement in our community, there also comes every family that is going through these are having hefty financial burdens, right? With the hiring of attorneys, they are not cheap. We just got told today that it's going to take about $30,000 to $35,000 for the case to move forward, right? When we need to mobilize rapidly, because just like we know, once somebody's in proceedings, they're moving fast and they're applying different tactics that will increase the amount of money that you're going to need if you want your loved one to stay here with your family. So I think that, and you're probably going to hear a lot of these stories more frequently by people you know, people you've worked with, people that you also want to represent or are supposed to represent. I think as much as I acknowledge the hard work that it is to be a city council and a mayor, I think there also needs to be acknowledgement that there is an issue here that needs to be addressed systematically, right? And as much as we would love to say that everything will be better, will be okay, it is not if we can do anything.
Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you.
On deck, we have Ignacio Sanchez. After Ignacio, we have Juan Pedro Morena Almeida. But Barry, you have 3 minutes.
Cool. Good evening. My name is Barry Smith. I'm a resident of Washington County, a 2022 Hillsboro Civic Leadership Academy member, and former member of the Hillsboro Arts and Culture Council. I come here today, like everyone else today, about the recent ICE activity. I've been involved in the past couple weeks with mutual and direct action groups affecting those affected by the ICE activity. I want to say these groups are doing an amazing job helping meet community urgent needs, but the situation remains deeply concerning. As you know, mayor and councilors, people are afraid. Many residents don't feel safe to leaving their homes, going to work, or even taking their children to school. We have been managing multiple requests for people delivering groceries to them because they're afraid to go to the grocery store. And it's just throughout the daily life so much that people just feel the atmosphere of fear among our community. As I told the Washington County Commissioners, when a significant portion of our community feels unsafe participating in everyday life, that becomes a public safety emergency. I urge you to make it a priority to address this crisis using every tool and resource available. I understand that there's certain legal limits exist under the Supremacy Clause, but that shouldn't stop us from helping those in need. There are still meaningful ways to act through communication, coordination, and compassion. Engage with affected families, community groups, and city staff to better understand what's happening and explore creative local solutions. You don't have to solve this alone. I enjoyed the conversation today as a great first step in addressing community concerns. I want to share a quote I want everyone here to think about this evening. The ultimate measure of a man is not when he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but when he stands at times of challenge and controversy, by Martin Luther King, Jr. It's easy to speak about diversity, inclusion, and fairness when times are calm, but our true character is revealed in moments like this. I've been hearing so many people worry about the law and following the law, but I'd be thinking, well, Jim Crow was a law. Separate but equal was a law. And they used that as a way to enslave and discriminate against my people. I think about, what if I came here today talking about my community members' needs and what they went through at that time? Would you have the same hesitation about, we can't with the law, even though it's unjust and unfair? All these community members are saying is no different than what my family told me, who's still alive today, the scars they carry from the stuff they had to go through the Jim Crow era. And if we're thinking about, wow, we have these mass vigilantes coming around causing racial terror, putting people in a van. I'm like, there we got the KKK running around the city. What's going on here? So I'm saying, and reflecting on this, I think about when I first moved here 6 years ago. And when I was coming from Atlanta, I saw all these signs being like, Black Lives Matter. Everybody value here and things of that nature. And even coming from Atlanta, people talking about, we love MLK, John Lewis, Good Trouble. And I'm like, it's good to say that when times are easy, when it's popular to talk about those things. So I'm wondering, in this moment when communities are asking for your help, are those signs that people told me, was that what we were actually reflecting our values, or were people playing in my face? So I'm asking you today, how will you show up in this moment?
On deck, we have Juan Pedro Morena Almeida, and right now we have Ignacio Sanchez.
We're actually going to flip-flop it. I'm going to go first. My name is Juan Pedro Moreno Olmeda.
You're Juan Pedro.
Yes.
Okay.
Good evening. Buenas noches. Again, my name is Juan Pedro Moreno Olmeda. I am a lifelong resident of the city of Hillsboro. I've lived here 28 years. And yeah, I'm much more than just a resident. I'm a soccer coach. I'm a future business owner. I'm a community advocate. And today I'm here to, let you all know that many of us are living in fear. Many of us have lived our whole lives with the fear of knowing that, our parents might someday be deported, And, for a really long time, it felt like as long as we, paid our taxes, followed the law, and didn't bring too much attention to ourselves, that'd be enough, that we could live these quiet, lives, in an apartment and not ask for too much, right? We now know that that's no longer true. We know that it's no longer enough because we've seen people with absolutely no criminal record be ripped out of their vehicles and away from their families. Today I have 7 of my soccer players with me who attend Hillsboro High School, and I'd like to ask them to stand up right now if they can.
This is Dirk Knudsen with the Hillsboro Herald. You're watching the second and third hour
We recently
of
had one of our
testimony
teammates lose
at City Council.
father
And
two of their
sadly, you
uncles,
cannot
and another
hear the
teammate
cheers in the
lose, their
background
older
or
brother
see the
as well. They
massive
were taken
crowd
by
that's
ICE.
been there all
and
night.
for the last week, we've been
I was
doing
there earlier
everything that we can, just like the rest of our community
have
members.
left
We've been going door to door to raise,
due to
funds
personal
for the
matters,
Go Can
but
Me campaigns because
this was the biggest
they're,
meeting of its
it's
kind
just
in
like Miguel
Hillsboro
said,
history.
it's super expensive. By the way, Miguel was my soccer coach about 10 years ago as well. And so what I want to continue to say is that, as this children of immigrants, right, we always have this thought in the back of our head that someday we're going to have to be the financial pillar for our home. And, for all the city council members and Mayor Pace as well, right, I want you to look at these kids and think about all the sacrifices that they would have to go through to become that financial pillar for their household, right? They would have to maybe, stop going to school. They would have to give up on soccer for sure. They would have to find jobs in order to become that pillar for their household. We're all trying to do something, right? Like I just got this whistle, right, which is really awesome. We're all going door knocking. Our community is, I'm so happy that we can rely on each other and, can be there for one another, especially in times like this. But I really want to, just ask for more. We need to protect our community members and especially our youth. It takes generations to overcome this trauma, and I think as representatives, I really would like to see more action. And part of the reason why I'm here today is because of an investment in leadership development, right? Please continue to invest in leadership development. If it wasn't for leadership development programs, I wouldn't have the confidence to be here today or to organize with my soccer kids. So super important to invest in that. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. On deck, we have Michael Peterson. Michael, are you here? He's going to pass. Did I hear that? Pass? Okay. Then next up, we have Miguel Olajada. We have Miguel here. Okay, next up, we have Lucia Vigencio. Is Lucia here? She is? Okay, great. All right. Ignacio, you have 3 minutes.
Hello, my name is Ignacio Sanchez. On October 26th, my father and my 2 uncles were taken by ICE on their way to work. When my dad was taken away, it felt like my whole world changed. He left not because he wanted to, but because the system decided he didn't belong here. I'm sharing this today not to ask for sympathy, but to ask for a change. Families should not have to live in fear of being separated. I am normally not a big fan of public speaking, but for my dad, I would do anything because I know that he would do the same. Thank you for your time.
Wow. This is Lucia that owns La Mixteca, Oaxaca, and Hillsboro.
I'm sorry to hear about your
with 2
father
restaurants,
and your uncles.
one on Main Street and one on Walnut and 10th.
Next up, on deck, we have Lupe Medel. Is Lupe here? Okay, and Lucia, you have 3 minutes. Thank you.
Buenas noches, muchas gracias. Quizás no me conocen, algunos sí.
¿Necesito hablar en español por todo?
Sí.
Okay, un momento, por favor. Can you get the translation set up?
She is a fantastic person that recently got her U.S. citizenship after many years.
Okay, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Lucía Vicencio y soy dueña y fundadora de la Mixteca, Oaxaca, aquí en Hillsboro. Yo estoy viviendo aquí en Hillsboro desde hace ya casi 10 años. Decidí estar en esta ciudad por lo bonito y por lo bienvenido que nos han dado. Lamentablemente hemos tenido muchas situaciones difíciles y nos hemos sentido ignorados. Yo no hablo por mi negocio nada más, ya que soy residente, vivo en esta ciudad, elegí esta ciudad para que mis hijos vivieran tranquilamente y pudieran ser unas personas de bien. Lamentablemente la situación como está ahorita se ha vuelto un caos. Recuerdo muy bien que tuvimos una junta en Paisano Plaza con varios de ustedes y les dejé yo claramente saber que iba a pasar esto. Sabían que iba a pasar esto. ¿Cómo es posible que ustedes que están en la política, ustedes que son estudiados, ustedes que están ahí enfrente, ignorantemente dejen pasar? ¿De qué lado están? ¿Están del lado de la minoría, como ahora ya son números 76 y 24%? Eso creo que no es justo. Perdón que lo diga, pero creo que aquí la alcaldesa dio su palabra en enero cuando hicieron la protesta de un día sin comerciantes. y dijiste que ibas a dar la cara por nosotros. Hasta ahorita no he mirado nada, solamente he mirado que repites y repites la historia de tu cuñado o de tu esposa, lo que sea, perdón que si estoy ofendiendo, pero necesitamos ver que en realidad estás dando la cara por nosotros, y no nomás por la calle 10, sino por toda la comunidad latina que vive aquí. Hay gente que no habla español, hay gente que no habla inglés, hay gente que es totalmente, se puede decir ignorante, pero no es ignorante, ¿me entiendes? Hay gente que solo se la pasa trabajando día a día y ustedes nunca han hecho nada. Ya es momento de que en verdad dé la cara y que en verdad apoye, porque aquí nos están clasificando entre calle 10, M&M, cada quien con su propio grupo. Creo que eso no es justo. Yo no soy participante de nadie, yo soy independiente, tengo mi propio negocio aparte, no dependo de ningún partido político ni de ninguna organización, pero sí vengo a hablar por todas las personas que han llegado a mi negocio llorando. Me han tocado la puerta a las 6, 7 de la mañana para que vaya a ayudarlos por migración. Me ha tocado ayudar a mis vecinos, me ha tocado ayudar a jovencitos, me ha tocado ver cómo migración ha estado afuera de Casa Import y a nadie le ha importado. Lo he reportado miles de veces y nada hacen. Y es hora de que en verdad cumpla su palabra. La palabra es lo que hace a la persona. En cambio, ¿ustedes qué están haciendo? Solamente queremos que en verdad estén dando la cara por las personas que no pueden estar en este lugar. Les da miedo salir. Las personas que
Gracias,
son
Lucia. Gracias.
She's a passionate person and very smart in so many ways. If you get to know
On
her,
deck, we have Maria Linnell,
help them out at La Mixteca, Oaxaca.
or
if you
Maria
can.
Len. We have a Maria. Oh, she is. Okay, great. Lupe?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for being here. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council, for the opportunity. I'm tired. I'm here as a mother, and I'm here as a citizen.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in this city for 28 years, and I'm tired. And like I told some of the city councils earlier, I'm tired of being profiled. And I'm tired of being told there's nothing we can do. Really? There's nothing we can do? How do I explain my kids? Every single day they get home from school that the civil rights don't apply to every single one of us because of our skin color or our color of our hair. I have to carry my passport with me because it's a matter of when, not if I get stopped. So my civil rights don't apply because I'm Hispanic. So it depends on the situation and the circumstances, right? So right now, there's no civil rights for any of us, for my community, for my Latinos. I am tired. I have kids in second grade coming home from school every day. Instead of telling me about their academics improvements, they're telling me about the stories from classmates. My daughter being a witness of ICE or terrorists, whatever they call them, asking them for legal status just because of the way they look. Just because we don't fit the profile. Now, like I said earlier, I don't disagree with deportations. Deport the ones that are criminals.
Yes.
The ones that are being deported are only working class, that their only crime was to fight for a future for their families. Okay? We were meant, or in other words, they made us use face masks during pandemic time. Okay? Do we have to go back to that, community? Let's use face masks. Are we okay with face masks? To not be profiled, to not have a phone in our faces every single day? To scan us on the database to make sure we're not criminals? I mean, you tell me, because I'm tired and I don't have an explanation for my kids. What do I tell my kids? Even though you're born here, civil rights don't apply to you because you're Latino, because you have Spanish in your blood, because your hair is black? because I'm running out of excuses. Or when I drive off to school every single day, I don't have nothing to say to them. Oh, look, they're picking up somebody else.
Gracias, Lupe.
Cut her off. And there's a big clap in that audience right now, and you don't get to hear it. And that's because they didn't want you to.
On deck, we have
My God.
Lisa Unger, or Liza Unger.
Luisa Leal.
Say again?
Yes. ¿En español?
Oh, ¿está usted María?
Sí.
Un momento.
Uh-huh.
On deck, we have Lisa Unger. Is that you? Great. Okay, great.
I'm going to move over
After
so you can
Lisa, we have
listen to her.
Concepcion from
See her
Paisanos
face,
Plaza.
but then
so
you
just
can
so
see her
Concepcion,
words.
so you know. Maria, un momento. Are you ready?
And she's with Paisanos
Okay.
Plaza,
Maria, estamos
which is
listos.
a popular store down on 10th and Walnut.
Sí.
Okay, here we go.
Buenas noches, gracias por escucharnos, alcalde, consejeros. Estos días solo la pasamos viendo carros polarizados, con placas de otros estados. Nunca me había puesto tanta atención que a veces tenemos miedo de un accidente. Y en vez de ver las noticias en las mañanas, veo Facebook, porque los youtubers me informan si hay gente a mi alrededor y si es seguro salir a las calles a dejar a mis hijas a la escuela o hacer un mandado. Pero, ¿por qué recurrir a eso si yo estoy en el país más seguro? Pero a pesar de eso, mis hijas y mi nieta no pueden salir a la calle por miedo. He pedido sus ubicaciones para poder vigilarlas cuando salen a la escuela. Tenemos miedo. Tengo miedo de salir y no regresar a verlas. Pero a pesar de esto, tratamos de mantener la confianza y por eso vengo en representación de el lugar donde estoy colocando mis esperanzas, donde decidí poner mi negocio de Paisanos Plaza. Y creo que la calle 10, en representación de Paisanos Plaza y la calle 10, les pido a todos que apoyen nuestro negocio. Somos 100 vendedores latinos, personas trabajadoras que estamos haciendo la diferencia y demostrando que no somos una carga para el país, no somos personas malas, aportamos a este país, pagamos impuestos estatales y federales y nos rehusamos a escondernos, a renunciar a nuestros negocios. Pedimos a todos los que están aquí y a los que están allá atrás que nos escuchen desde su casa y gritamos apoyo a los pequeños negocios, que no queremos rendirnos. Necesitamos pagar renta, pagar empleados. Hemos comprado para que ustedes estén seguros silbatos, radios. Hay personas de la comunidad cuidando alrededor para que estén ustedes seguros y se sientan cómodos de venir a comprar y apoyar nuestros negocios. Y desde mi corazón les doy las gracias y les pido que nos cuiden. Es todo.
She's trying to figure out a way to survive with her people and her business at one of the busiest.
Gracias, Maria.
One of the busiest
Next up,
places
we have
in Hillsboro.
Concepcion Soto from Paisanos Plaza. Is Concepcion here? Okay, next up we have Jessica N.
Just so you all know, this is
Okay, Jessica,
we're
you're
now
on
at the
deck.
3-hour mark of how much testimony
And
there's
Lisa,
been tonight.
you have 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good evening, Mayor Pace and City Council. Thank you for engaging with everyone who has spoken. I have noticed you have all looked. You haven't shied away. I respect that and I appreciate that. My name is Lisa Unger and I'm married into the beautiful countryside of Hillsboro. I am a foster mom and I have adopted my 3 children from foster care. We talk with our kids on how to stand up to bullies, to look out for the underdog, to respect our leaders and uphold the laws. When I talk about ICE agents raiding or picking up farm employees and my kids ask simple questions, why? Are they bad? Do they have kids? What happens to their cars? Who will take care of their kids? What are we teaching our children? I wonder, will we see an abduction happen right in front of our eyes with no warrant? I teach my kids that the law is there to protect us, and yet this does not feel like protection. As a foster parent, I already know that there aren't enough foster homes. My question to you all, and I wish I could ask the Trump administration and every ICE agent, are you willing to be a foster parent? Because I would say majority of ICE agents would not be willing. Are they willing to cradle the children as they cry for their parents? What legacy are we leaving for our kids? What trauma are we allowing to be passed on to the next generation? So I ask, will you look out for the underdog? Thank you.
A theme tonight was generational trauma and kids that are in schools in Hillsboro and Cornelius and Forest Grove being
On deck, we have
exposed
April
to this,
Davis
seeing
and Jessica.
abductions, seeing
And
ICE arrests.
you have 3 minutes.
And will they carry that forever? You know they will. And what does that do to them? What does that do to this generation?
I was born here in Hillsboro, born and raised. During Trump's first term, when he was elected, I was a kid, and I was afraid. I had a meltdown in class because I was afraid of what could have happened to my family. Now, as an adult, and him being elected for his second term, I feel like I've gone back to that little girl in class, afraid that one day I'm going to go home and I wouldn't see my parents again. I am the oldest of 4, of 5, and I shouldn't be afraid to be separated from my family. No one should be afraid to be separated from their family. It's unfair that this is what's happening now, and that you, who we elected to help us in our community, are just saying things but not doing.
Very true.
I hope that further along, you guys will be able to do something about all of this, because I don't want to live in fear. No one should live in fear. Thank you.
Isn't that the truth in a country like America, based on our fundamentals? We're a country of immigrants, for God's sake.
Next up, on deck, we have Saren Truer. Saren, you're on deck. You can sit in that chair right there. And April, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you. The fear and the anger and the just feeling in this room is palpable. I don't come from this community. I don't see a lot of things that are happening. But I can feel it in this room.
Yeah, you could. I was there
there's
for
stuff that's going on that's
3
just
hours.
not right.
It was unreal.
I think the one thing that brought me up here today was, as I was listening, little background. My father was born in Nazi Germany in 1919. My grandparents lived in Nazi Germany. My grandfather was tortured in Nazi Germany. I have heard references to Nazi Germany. And I sure in the heck hope we're not there yet. And I don't think we are. I don't think we are as a country. I don't think we are as a city. I see hope. I see a lot of community members that care about one another. And I hope that can just resonate here in Hillsboro. I also heard a story about Jesus Christ and how he can bring peace to our hearts, even if things are going wild around us. I love this city. I've lived here for over 30 years. I've lived in Washington County all my life. I'm hoping that things can calm down. Thank you.
We all hope that.
April. We have on deck Yvette Zabak.
At the start of the hearing, Mayor Pace announced that there was enough 3-minute testimonies to fill up almost 4 hours.
Okay, you can have a seat right in that chair.
120 people
and
that came
Sharon,
up.
you have 3 minutes.
I had a chance to testify early and stayed another 2
I
hours.
did not intend to speak tonight, which is why this is on my phone. Thank you so much for hearing all of us tonight, for staying so late to let all of us have a chance to participate in our government. I've lived in Hillsboro for more than 17 years. My kids go to Hillsboro Public Schools, where many of their friends are children of immigrants. I'm not here to ask you to declare a state of emergency. The emergency is upon us, and your declarations are empty if they are not followed by meaningful action.
This is what we talked about earlier.
Legally,
Too late.
you cannot impede federal operatives in the execution of their duty. The Constitution forbids it. What is being done in our community has nothing to do with legality. It is history repeating itself. It is an evil man using racial scapegoats to inflame his supporters and consolidate power for himself and his party. This is Germany in 1933. The time before most Americans actually remember it. It started much earlier, and it started much quieter. The horrors are happening. They are happening here, and they are happening now. Our president and his cabinet have abandoned legality wholesale.
Yep.
Because they believe that we will not have any recourse to challenge them. They can control Congress. Much worse, they control the courts. We, in fact, do not have legal recourse to challenge them. The social construct has broken down. So I'm not asking you to declare an emergency. I'm asking you to think very, very hard about where we are in history and how you want to be remembered.
Yep. You're a leader now. You got to own this and own the moment.
You have the chance to stand for something here and now. What is happening is wrong. It is evil. And I don't care what you are legally permitted to do. Make a stand for what America is supposed to be. Keep our people safe by any means necessary. They want to make an example of us because we are blue, because we are inclusive and welcoming and celebrate diversity. They think that it makes us weak. Show them how it makes us strong.
Well said. Very well said. This is 1933-45 Germany right now.
On deck we have Manny Chavez and Yvette. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Yvette Zavala, and I do want to thank you guys for giving us, the constituents and residents of Washington County, the opportunity, especially in the city of Hillsboro, to have this opportunity to share our feelings, our thoughts, ideas, and to collaborate with you guys as our representatives for the city of Hillsboro, because other cities, quite frankly, have not stepped up to say anything on social media, to make any press releases, or to even entertain us in this way and the way that you guys have. So I do want to acknowledge that, and I do appreciate that you guys have done that. With that said,
good point.
When I was 8 years old, I did witness somebody that I love get kidnapped. Thankfully, that person is still alive and is still here today. But when I became a mother, I never thought that in this county, that my son, who is a student at the Hillsboro School District, would be at risk of seeing something similar to I did. I am 36 years old. I can still remember that day like it was yesterday. When people come up here and talk to you about trauma, that's what they're talking about. That is a trauma that I will live with for the rest of my life. Again, I'm 36 years old. That was 3 decades ago. I am just one person, right? When we talk about how ICE has been picking up people outside of our school zones, in our schools, at preschools and daycares, you are inflicting that trauma on hundreds of children, their families, the parents, the school admin, people who have to go in and out of these properties. So to say that we can't do anything as a parent, that concerns me. I'm an American citizen, and I don't care if I have paperwork, I'm legal, or if I was born here. Because of the fact that I am using my privilege to speak up as a parent for other parents who do not have the opportunity to be here because they are just as scared. How do I explain, like somebody else said in this audience, to my child what is happening? How do I console my child who is going to experience witnessing something as traumatic as something that I saw when I was 8 years old, and he is going to have to live with that for the rest of his life? That is what you guys are saying that we are okay with inflicting on our community in this city and in this county when you sit there and you say there is nothing you can do because
She's
of
referring
legalities.
to earlier
As I
during
said
the work
earlier
session.
today when you guys started the work session, this situation is an extraordinary moment, and extraordinary circumstances call for extraordinary resolutions. We have to show up for our community. Some way, somehow, I don't think anybody here is angry enough. And you guys are asking us to play it safe while these agents are playing in our face. I'm sorry, but safety is going to go out the window when you guys are saying you guys want to protect us, but we're not seeing anybody protect us. We are going to stand up, we are going to fight, and we are going to respond. And you have to pick a side. And you are either going to side with the administration because you're scared of them, or you're going to end up having to deal with the violence that we're seeing, and it's going to show up in your guys' face.
Thank you.
And a loud clap is going up, but you don't get to hear that. And believe me, it's something
Manny,
to be there
hello,
right now.
my name is Manny.
Hey, Manny, you have 3 minutes.
I just wanted to tell you guys and say that I really hope you guys do side with us and you guys really do hear what we're saying for you guys, because all of us here are actually trying to fight for what's right and fight for our rights. And I just want to tell you guys that I'm scared for my parents to walk out there. To walk out their house because I might not be able to say goodbye to them if they go to work. I might not ever be able to say bye or see them again if you guys don't side with us. And I'm scared because of it, because they fought so hard to come here and choose a life for their kids. And I really hope you guys do hear what everyone in this room has been saying, and I hope you guys do side with us, because we are fighting for our rights, and we are getting treated like animals because people judge us by the color of our skin and the way that we talk. And we have a president that acts like a child and doesn't side with us because of the way he thinks about us. And we have a police department that doesn't do anything about us, and that we are here fighting more than they are. So I hope that you guys actually do hear what everyone in this center is hearing or talking about, so you guys can side with us and listen to what everyone's saying, because everyone is scared. I'm scared that I'm never going to be able to see all my friends again. I'm scared that their parents are going to be gone one day. I'm scared that all of us are going to have to fend for ourselves. I'm scared that one day at school that I'm going to get held by people that I don't know, people that are covered, people that I can't identify because they wear masks and they don't properly ID themselves. I'm scared that everyone that I love I'm not going to be able to see them again, because even though that they're U.S. citizens, they don't care about us. They treat us like dogs. They treat us like animals. No one here cares about us because of the color of our skin. So I'm asking you guys, every single one of you guys that are sitting up here, to actually hear us and do something about it, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of telling my mom and dad every day after school that, have you seen the new video of ICE pulling someone over because of the color of their skin? I'm tired of everything. And I hope you guys really do something about it, because I really do want something to change, because I should not live like this as a 16-year-old. I shouldn't be scared. I should be focusing on school, and I can't even focus on school.
Wow. big clap going up, and he's Councilwoman Olivia Alcare is standing next to him, trying to console him as his 3 minutes runs out. This is fucking unreal. Poor young man. How would you like to grow up like that? And for all of you watching, God bless you all that are having to go through this. I mean, I feel it just as a journalist, but my God, this is fucked up. Sorry to say that, but there's never been a moment like this in our history. And Mayor Pace is going to have to decide.
Manny, thank you for sharing.
She's a West Point graduate. She's got to decide if what she
That was the
learned
last of our commenters tonight.
is important to her at West
We
Point.
appreciate all of you
Whether she's a
staying.
leader
We
or whether
appreciate
she's a
all of you letting
functionary.
us know how you feel. We appreciate hearing from you.
Now we find out.
Thank you. We're going to continue on with the agenda, which is going to seem
Now
somewhat
we're going to
cold,
approve some zoning changes
but I want you to know that we've heard you.
to
And we appreciate you coming in.
restrict housing some more. I'm sorry, but
Moving to item 4,
this
the
meeting should
consent
have been
agenda.
ended.
The items on the consent agenda are normally considered in a single motion.
That's
Any item may be removed for separate consideration upon request by any member of council. Is there a request to remove any item?
So I'm just going to end this right here, watching our mayor, who is in a very tough spot, but who is, she's married to a woman. Good for her. I'm all supportive of that, like we all are. And her wife is a Hillsboro police commander, Jinsey, and a very good one. And I want, as a journalist and citizen of 60 plus years, I want us all to see her now and to realize the difficult positions she is in, but I want us to expect her to do something. It's time to do something. And if she doesn't, she misses the moment. Everything she learned at West Point is for naught. You can be stern and tough and have tough edges like she tends to have politically. She brought her council in, 3 of them, so 4 of the 6 control this council. They are going to have a work session later. Councilman Salgado, and I'll just say it for those of you that are still here. Let me show you. Councilman Salgado, in a little bit, is going to put forward his plan, and he's calling for a Department of Civil and Human Rights to be immediately composed in Hillsboro. He wants to hire a team of legal observers. He handed this to me earlier in the break when I was at City Hall, and I'll post this, but he's asking to create a team that will align with the Hillsboro Police Department, and they will deploy legal observers at all of these ICE stops and arrests. They're going to maintain records. They will stand by people to the extent they can. And the 4 pages he put forth going into tonight, he thinks have a chance. And I want you to know that Councilwoman Kipperlin Sinclair, Councilwoman Olivia Alcare, and Christian Salgado, 3 of the 6 will try to do something tonight, if not in the coming days. It's clear Chief Coleman wasn't even allowed to speak tonight, and that is wrong. Instead, we heard 15 minutes of testimony from the Washington County Chamber of Commerce about how business is suffering and how people need to come out. At the same time, people are testifying to having family members arrested. So look for this to be printed by the Hillsboro Herald. A very emotional night. Well over 500 people came. And there's nothing being talked about right now. Right now they're approving a land use matter. This is Dirk Knudsen from the Hillsboro Herald. Thanks for those who tuned in. And just know, for all of you that care, I'm with you. We're with you. Have a good night.